All right, let's do this. Getting a little late jump. That shit out. Get a little late jump, so I still have to read a little bit. I can do that while we're chatting. Then I have to write the next chapter. So I'm going to be sitting here reading. Ugh. Hopefully, we'll get some people in today. Do a little chatting. Bored. Home alone. Cats are sleeping. Put the fan on. It's 95 degrees outside, it says, which probably means it's 195. Feels like, let's see what it feels like is. Feels like 10,000 degrees. That makes sense. Feels like 105, 96 degrees out right now. Jiminy Cricket. Jiminy the Cricket. Ooh, excuse me. Pork roll and cheese on cinnamon raisin bagels for lunch today. Sometimes it hits the wrong way after a while, after an hour. All right, we're gonna get some writing in now. Get some writing in. I gotta reread. It's been a couple of days since I wrote anything on this. All right. Just need some background information. There's Tom Duffy. What are you eating there? A donut? Oh, so nice. Wish you were here with a box of donuts. Knock off this chapter. I'm gonna take a long fucking nap today. A long one. Nope, that's not right. Was that a slight flash of PTSD on Chuck's face when you said the name Joe Lansdale? I believe so. I believe so. It was a good interview. It was good to see Chuck again. He lost a lot of weight. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it. On my I'll go into more detail tomorrow about meeting Chris Adler for the first time. Not the drummer, in case anybody's watching. But on my ride home, after hanging out, going to lunch with Chris, and then going to my mom's, I had a really good idea for a book series. So I'm like, you know what? Once we get this one done, me and Tom get this one done, maybe I'll pitch it to him, see if he wants to dive right into another trilogy, or if he's like, no, I want to write my own stuff for a little bit, and we'll do this again next year, which is fine with me. Then I'm gonna write it. But I'm not gonna pitch it to you now. We gotta get this done. I watched the new season, the first episode of Trafficked with Maria, whatever her name is, last night. So she's been doing this for like, I don't know, 30 years. And she's always so amazed when she's talking to a guy who's all masked up. You can't see any part of his body. He's got 5 guys behind him, all carrying automatic weapons. And they're all in masks. And they're talking about running drugs and killing people. She's like, so you've killed people? And he's like, yeah, this is part of the business. And she's like, oh, like she's so, like, I would think she would be more amazed of if they were like, no, I've never killed anybody. She's like, you've never killed anybody? Oh, like she's so amazed. Is it the 5,000? Yeah, and it's everyone is. This is what I said to my wife last night. I said, why would these cartel members let her film them doing drug deals and dropping off stuff and doing this stuff? It makes no sense. Every episode, do you feel bad about what you're hurting people? People are dying because of this. Who cares? And I always say, whenever she says a question, my answer is always before they say it is, if I don't do it, somebody's going to do it. And that's what they always say. I might as well be making money doing this, right? It's just funny. And then she just like pushes a bush. And at some point, I'm waiting for them to, like, oh, well, the show's canceled. Oh, why? Oh, because a dumbass got her and the 2 innocent cameramen that were just there trying to make a living. They all got shot in the head and buried in a ditch somewhere. Because that's eventually what is going to happen. I don't know how that hasn't happened yet. They must have a ton of their own security with them that you never see. Yeah, there's something else happening because she's in she's with people and in places, and she always seems to get the story. There's always that no, no, the cartel bosses don't want this out there, blah blah blah, and then out of nowhere, I get a call, and we're gonna go and hang out, and we're gonna watch them kill a bunch of prostitutes. We're gonna go to the fentanyl lab and see how it's made, and then follow a woman across the border. I'm like, no. And also, like, she's all like, oh, I want to, the money, I'm like, we all know how all this works. You're acting like you're teaching the world that, holy shit, you trade drugs, you make drugs, and then you trade it for money, and then the money goes back to Mexico, and then you launder the money. I would have never thought of any of that. Anyway, I'm trying to get this chapter done, and that's my that's probably it. Well, I got to interview it. Not an interview. I got to chat with a person at 3 p.m. For those who don't know, the Chuck Buda interview went up on YouTube. The Nicholas Harvey one went up Wednesday. Today on Sunday, the Chuck Buda went up next Wednesday, and then the following Sunday, a couple more should go up and I got a bunch of interviews already done. I think I got 4 or 5 that are done, and I have 2 more coming up this week, I believe. Right? Yeah, a couple more coming up this week, and then it's gonna be a break. Because of Mondo Con, there should be still at least an interview or 2 up during that week, and then I will start doing interviews again after that. I think the one she really thought they were all in trouble was when they got caught in Africa during the coup and the U.S. wasn't that good. Yeah, that was a good one. Again, she's always amazed. Always a huge surprise. Wait, we're in a bad third world nation here, and their economy is built on illegal things, and I can't just take an Uber out of here. Getting some more writing and getting like it's one of those things where I know I got to finish this chapter. Okay, like that's a definite. But also, I just want to go lie down. I'm like one or two chapters away from finishing the uh, Crazy Eddie nonfiction book, which is great, phenomenal. I don't think it would be so interesting when a lot of it is just about money and numbers, but good stuff. Wasn't he stacking empty boxes in the warehouse to make it look like he had more inventory than he really had? No, Tom, no, he did not. Don't just make shit up. No, he would buy. Um, he would buy products from another. He would sell stuff to another wholesaler, and then he would. But he would not ship it to them until after a fiscal year, and so he would keep all that inventory, but it would show. And wanted to show that they still had the inventory. So on the books, he made a $200,000 sale, but then he also had that $200,000 in with all the other inventory. And then he would take stuff from some stores, and there were several of his stores that they were the ones that were always inventoried for NASDAQ and everything. So he would move a lot of the product into there. And then he did a lot of shady, like $400,000 a year in fake warranty recalls and stuff. I mean, he had like a haul. I mean, they had a phenomenal thing going. Paid for his cousin to go to school to become an accountant, to then go work in the company that did the inspections. No, so his cousin worked for him and worked side by side with the inspections. He always worked for Crazy Eddie's, but he was the go between. So he would find out, like they would go in and do the inventories. This third party would come in and do the inventories, but they wouldn't count everything. They would spot count things. So he would figure out what they were counting and what they weren't. And then he, like, basically they did all the counts. And then these people would go and they do a legitimate count. These people would go in and do the counts. And then afterwards, Sammy, which was his cousin, would go in and change all the numbers on the ones that were not counted by this other company. And then basically inflate it a lot. The problem was, it was like, we got to add $3 million in inventory to our bottom line. But then we can't take it out because then all of a sudden we're at a loss, and then the shareholders are not getting paid. So every year it was like, we have to add 3 million more. So now it's like we're carrying $6 million of fake inventory in this particular store, and it just kept building and building and building, and then a million other shady things. And then he was and on top of all that, then Crazy Eddie was an asshole, because then he pissed his family off. He screwed his wife out of millions and millions of dollars. He was shitty to his kids. So he really did a lot of dumb things to hurt himself in the end. Like, if he was smart, he would have just gotten out. He would have just sold, straightened all the books out, and taken a big loss, and then stock prices would have went down. But he'd already sold millions and millions of stock. He still had whatever it was, $60 million in Israeli banks when he was arrested finally. So, I mean, he had money. All he had to do was tank the company and show actual losses and stuff, and get out. But it was a lot of ego. And then his father was trying to take him down, and his brothers were trying to take him down. And then it just was, it was a mess. It was great though. Who keeps texting me the textings? But lots and lots of really good stuff in that book. At some point, maybe I'll see if that author would come on and do an interview for Armand Chats With. The name of that author. A lot of texts today. A lot of family members want to chit chat, which is fine. It's fine. There's their family. My finger hurts. My eyes. I got to the second page. Since my wife is over at her mom's all day, I'm going to probably watch a couple of shark shows. Probably finish this Crazy Eddie book. Take a nap. Dance with Sharks, definitely no. I did not record that. That's a no. Come on, baby. Come on. Your second wind here. Second, third, fourth wind. Wow. You're the number one top fan, though, Tom. I mean, you're the only one commenting, but still. But slow down. Oh, I can see the bottom. Which I guess is something, right? Something. Uh-oh. Okay. So at BoucherCon, they have this thing called speed dating. And it's you and another author sit at a table. I'll probably go over this again tomorrow on my Twitch. There's two of you, but then there's like 20 something tables of two authors at a table. And readers come in and sit down at the tables. You have 2 minutes to give the elevator pitch to your book or books. Introduce yourself, show them a book if you have it with you, give them some swag, out the door. Bell rings, 2 minutes, it's the other person's turn to speak. Then either the authors get up and move to the next table or the readers move. I forget however it works. And so you're pitching to like 100-something people in like an hour and a half. But it's at like 8 o'clock in the morning or something on the Thursday of it. So that's going to be fun. But the lady who I paired up with, she has one book out, which I got getting from the library, waiting for them to deliver it in so I can read it. I want to read it before I go to BoucherCon to see what her stuff's like. But then I told her, I said, hey, we've been talking today, and I said I bought your book. And she's like, cool. She's like, I bought one of your books. I brought Green River Blend because I thought that sounds like a lot of fun. And I'm thinking, I wish you had asked me to pick a couple of books because I love Green River Blend, love the series. But again, it's a lot of profanity. There's a lot of violence. There's lesbian sex, orgies, and all kinds of nutty stuff in that. So I hope she doesn't read that and go, holy crap, this guy is insane. I'm not doing this with him. See what happens. Come on. Almost done. Almost done. Nope. So everybody switches tables after you each get 2 minutes. Yeah, something like that. Either I switch. Let me look it up because I can look it up because you can't see what I'm looking at. Ding, ding. Oh no, it's at 7:30 to 9:30 in the morning. Holy crap! We got to be there by 6:45. They open the door at 7:15. It says bring your swag, copy of your book, and the water bottle you receive at registration because they will have water stations. You better have some effing coffee. Each of you has 2 minutes to speak. One speaks and then switch at the bell. You both move to the next table after the second author speaks and the bell sounds. So we're moving. The authors are moving. Should be interesting. I think there's like 144 spots or something like that. So a lot of tables. Should be interesting. Then I'm also doing the thing on, I think, Friday night where we sell our books. Except at that point, I hope I don't have any books left because I'm trying to sell. So many people hear about socks. You know what? Exactly. You'd probably sell thousands of copies just on that day alone. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna actually pitch. Because I guess that would be important. I probably pitch a standalone. Probably pitch Bad People Doing Bad Things, and then also pitch Down and Dirty series, and then bring a ton of swag, all the bookmarks, and of course I'll give the Hell's Bells. I'll give those bookmarks out and stuff. So it'll be good. You will be represented. And I'm going to tell everybody, do not buy socks. Who's this now? Okay. So this is what I'm going to ask you, Tom. The chapter I just wrote. I kind of have an idea for what's going to happen next. So don't touch this one. We got a good setup thing here. But I will let you know, because I have to. Send you text that says chapter done. Make it official. So that is done. Pow. All right, I've done my writing today. Happy, tired. I don't know what I'm going to make for dinner tonight. So many questions. Tom, thanks for hanging out with me today. Hope you are feeling better than you've been. And we're just going to keep knocking this shit off. You know what I'm saying? Big week ahead, a big couple weeks ahead of us. Let's get as much in as we can. All right. I will be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow on Twitch at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come and hang out with me then. And otherwise, I'll probably see you next weekend. I'll be here back on YouTube Live. I want to remind everybody that the Armand Chats With series has begun. 2 interviews are up. Nicholas Harvey and Chuck Buddha. Many, many more to come. I've done about 5 or 6 other interviews. So check those out as well. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it.